Stella standing under a flickering street lamp, holding a blank check in her trembling hands. Her breath fogs in the cold night air. The sound of distant thunder rumbles. A phone rings in her pocket, cutting through the storm. Stella, whispering to herself, voice breaking. I swore I'd never see him again. James, this is unexpected. What do you want? Stella looks up, eyes brimming with tears, clutching the check like it's burning her skin. A flashback slams into her. James, years ago, walking away, leaving her alone in a hospital room. Pain is raw. The wound never healed. Stella, voice cracking but determined. I'm not calling for me. Your father's dying. He's asking for you. Beep. Silence on the line, heavy as thunder. James's breath catches a mixture of disbelief and something darker, an old rage. James. He wants me back now. After everything. Stella's voice is a quiet plea, but firm. Stella. I'm asking you, James. Come home. I didn't come to fight. Came, because I owe him. Maybe. I owe you too. Suddenly, a car's headlights slice through the darkness. A sleek black car pulls up next to her. Tires hissing on wet asphalt. The window rolls down. James, early 30s, sharp features. A rough edge softened by a hint of vulnerability, leans out. His eyes lock onto hers, and it's as if time rewinds. Old love. Old pain. A heartbeat skipped in unison. James coolly. Get in. Stella hesitates. She grips the check tighter, her knuckles white. This is the man who shattered her. But the rain is relentless, and so is the past. She swallows hard, steps forward, opens the car door and slides in. They sit in a charged silence, the storm outside like a ticking bomb. James, you always did have a way of showing up when it hurts the most. Stella turns to him, eyes flashing with a mix of anger and unspoken longing. Her voice trembles, barely a whisper, yet sharp enough to cut through the tension. Stella, maybe we both like pain more than we admit. They lock eyes. The air crackles, so many words unspoken, so many nights lost. A breath shared, a memory too vivid. James looks away first, his jaw clenched, knuckles tight on the wheel. Suddenly, Stella slams the blank check on the dashboard. Stella, voice rising. This isn't about us, James. Your father is dying. You have a choice. James's breath shudders. His eyes close for a beat, and when they open, there's a war raging in them. Rage, sorrow, and something raw, desire, maybe, or regret. James, low, breaking. I made my choice a long time ago. Stella's eyes soften, the storm outside mirroring the storm inside. Her voice, barely audible. Stella. And what about us? Did you ever really choose me? Stella, watching him, her voice quieter, raw. I didn't think you'd show up. James's hands tighten on the wheel, knuckles white. He glances at her, a flash of anger, but also a deeper ache he tries to hide. James, clipped, bitter. Don't flatter yourself. I didn't come for you. Stella looks down, fingers nervously twisting together in her lap. Her voice is soft, barely audible, but it lands like a punch. Stella. No. You came because you need something to hate more than you hate me. James slams the brakes. The car screeches to a stop on a deserted street, bathed in neon light. He turns to her, fury in his eyes, but beneath it, pain, regret, the wounds of a love that never healed. James, voice low, shaking. You think I wanted this? You think I wanted any of it? Stella's breath catches. Her walls crumble just for a second, just long enough for the truth to slip through. Stella, whispering. I wanted you to fight for me, James. Just once. Silence. They stare at each other, inches apart, the storm raging outside as if echoing their storm inside. James's breath hitches, he wants to reach for her, but he doesn't. Instead, his voice drops to a dangerous whisper. James, what do you want from me, Stella? She holds up the blank check, eyes glistening with unshed tears. Stella, steady, a quiet plea. Come home. See him. Say goodbye. And maybe. Maybe forgive the past. James's jaw tightens. He stares at the check like it's a bomb, ticking in his hands. Then, without a word, he yanks the gear into drive and pulls back onto the road fast, reckless, like he's running from himself. Stella leans her head back against the seat, eyes closed, a single tear slipping down. Her voice is a barely there whisper, lost in the roar of the engine. Fella, please. Don't make me choose between you and what's right. I'll be in room 6. Tomorrow. We talk. Inside room 6, Stella sits at a small table, papers scattered in front of her, old photographs of James as a boy, a family portrait with his father, the blank check, a crumpled napkin with the father's address. Her fingers tremble as she traces the faces she barely knows. Her phone buzzes. She ignores it. A knock at the door, sharp, urgent. Stella stiffens, heart racing. She opens the door to James, standing there, disheveled, eyes dark with sleeplessness and something raw: anger, regret, desire. James low, controlled. Why do you still have those? His gaze falls on the photos. Stella moves to gather them, her voice tight. Fella. Because someone has to care. Someone has to remember. James steps inside, shutting the door behind him with a soft click. The air between them tightens, charged, electric. He towers over her, fists clenched at his sides. James' voice breaking. You think this is easy for me? He left me behind, Stella. Like I was nothing. Like I was disposable. Stella stands, trembling but defiant. Her voice rises, fierce with emotion. Fella, you left me. Waited, James. In that hospital room. I waited for you. Her voice cracks on the last word. Silence falls, heavy and raw. James's breath hitches. His eyes stormy, tormented, lock onto hers. Beep. Then he crosses the space between them in 2 strides, grabbing her arms gently, as if he's afraid she'll shatter. James, hoarse, whispering. I didn't know. God, Stella, I didn't know. Their faces are inches apart. The weight of years, of longing, of what could have been hangs between them. The air is thick with unspoken words, unfinished sentences. Stella, whispering, a tear slipping down. Would it have changed anything? If you did. James's breath trembles. His hand brushes her cheek, thumb catching the tear. The moment lingers, fragile, dangerous. They could fall into each other. Or fall apart completely. James's voice is a rasp of regret. James, I never stopped. His voice falters, then steadies. I never stopped thinking about you. Stella's eyes close, a shudder running through her. For a heartbeat, she leans into his touch. Then she pulls away, turning her back to him, voice tight, barely holding it together. Stella, quietly. This isn't about us anymore. Your father's dying. And you have a choice. James stands there, frozen, fists clenched at his sides. The weight of it all crashing down, love, loss, betrayal. Finally, he exhales, a ragged, broken sound. James, soft, defeated. When do we leave? Inside the car, Stella grips the wheel, staring at the house. James sits beside her, silent. His jaw is tight, eyes fixed on the house that once was his home, now a stranger. A beat of silence. Stella, gently. You can still change your mind. James doesn't answer. Instead, he opens the door and steps out, fists clenched. His breath is shaky like a man about to face a ghost. Stella watches him go, torn between staying back and standing by his side. After a heartbeat, she opens her own door, stepping into the chill of the morning air. At the door, James hesitates. His hand hovers over the doorbell, but it's Stella who finally presses it. The sound echoes inside like a bell tolling in an empty church. The door opens. Stella, the father's nurse, appears startled. Her eyes widen when she sees James, then soften with recognition and a tinge of sorrow. Stella, softly. James. He's been asking for you. James swallows hard. His voice is rough, barely a whisper. James, Yeah. Well, here I am. They step inside. The house feels like a mausoleum, dusty, heavy with memories. The ticking of an old grandfather clock fills the silence. In the study, Edward, the dying father, lies in a hospital bed by the window. The sunlight slants across his withered face, deepening the lines of regret etched into his skin. His eyes flutter open, and when they land on James, there's a flicker of something, hope, maybe, or guilt too deep for words. A long, heavy beat. Then, in a voice barely above a whisper, Edward weakly, "You came, son." James stands frozen, his breathing shallow. His fists clench at his sides. For a long moment he doesn't move. Then Stella's voice, soft, urging him forward. Stella whispering, "Go." James's feet move as if against his will. He stands by the bed, looking down at the man who broke him. His voice is flat, brittle. "James, you wanted to see me. Here I am. What now? An apology? A confession? What could possibly make up for this?" Edward struggles to speak, voice cracking with effort. Edward rasping, "I'm sorry. I was a coward. I should have been there." James's voice is harsh, rising with years of pent-up pain. James shaking, "You left us. You left me. And now what you think a sorry fixes it? That a blank check wipes it all away?" Edward's breath rattles. His eyes close briefly, as if the weight of his choices is crushing him. When he opens them, there's a glimmer of tears. He whispers, Edward barely audible, "Forgive me." Silence. The words hang in the air like a challenge, like a plea. James turns, fists clenched, chest heaving. He can't do this. He starts to leave. But Stella steps in front of him, her voice fierce, trembling. Stella urgent. "James, look at him. You'll never get this moment back." He's not asking for the past, he's asking for now. James stares at her, torn between love and fury, between escape and the chance to finally let go. Then his shoulders sag. The fight drains out of him, replaced by something quieter, more painful. Slowly, he turns back to the bed, voice barely a whisper. James choke. "Okay, babe. I'm here." James stands alone, gripping the railing like it's the only thing holding him up. His shoulders shake, grief, rage, relief, all tangled up inside him. He blinks hard, a tear slipping down. Behind him, the door creaks open. Stella steps out, her face soft, hesitant, eyes brimming with empathy. And something deeper, unspoken. She pauses, watching him. The air is heavy with unspoken words. Finally she speaks. Stella softly. "You did the right thing." James lets out a bitter, shaky laugh. He doesn't turn around. James' voice low, raw. "The right thing. I don't even know what that means anymore." He finally turns, and the look on his face, vulnerable, unguarded, hits Stella like a punch. She steps closer, her voice trembling but steady. "Stella. James. You showed up. That's more than most people ever do." Beat. He shakes his head, voice breaking. "James, you don't get it. I wasn't just running from him. I was running from you. From us." Stella flinches, the old wound tearing open. Her voice is quiet, pained. "Stella, why?" James takes a step toward her, then another until they're inches apart. The tension between them crackles. His breath is ragged, his eyes dark and stormy. James low, hoarse. "Because you knew me. You saw the worst of me. And I couldn't stand it." His hand brushes her cheek, tentative, trembling. Stella closes her eyes, leaning into the touch but only for a heartbeat. Then she pulls back, her breath catching, her voice shaking. "Stella, I waited for you, James. I waited. In that hospital room. I believed in us." A tear slips down her cheek. James reaches up, wipes it away with his thumb. His voice breaking in a whisper. "James, I was a coward. I'm still a coward." For a long, breathless moment, They just stand there, eyes locked, the weight of the past pressing down. Then Stella's resolve cracks. She grabs his shirt, pulling him into a fierce, desperate kiss, raw, messy, years of pain and longing pouring out in a single breathless moment. James freezes for a heartbeat, then his arms wrap around her, pulling her close like he's afraid she'll vanish. Their kiss deepens, hungry, reckless, full of everything they never said. The city lights blur behind them. The air crackles with the promise of something dangerous and undeniable. But just as suddenly Stella pulls away, breathless, eyes wide, voice shaking with emotion. Stella whispering, This doesn't change the past." James looks at her, breath ragged, voice low. "James, no, but maybe it's a start." Stella sits quietly in the corner, watching James pace back and forth like a caged animal. His hands shake. He's barely holding it together. Finally, he stops, turns to face Edward, voice low, hoarse, breaking. James whispering, "You have to tell me why. Why did you leave? Why did you throw us away?" Edward struggles to sit up, wheezing, desperate to get the words out. Stella moves to help him, but James raises a hand, stopping her. This is between them. Edward, barely a whisper. "I thought I was protecting you. Your mother. She didn't want me. I thought if I left you'd have a better life." James's fists clench, his voice rising in disbelief. James shaking. "You thought you were protecting me by abandoning me. I waited at that window for years, Dad. I watched every car go by, hoping you'd come back. And you didn't." The room feels like it might shatter from the weight of it. Edward's breath rattles, he's fading fast. His voice, barely audible. Edward pleading, "I'm sorry. I'm so sorry." James stares at him, the anger boiling, the pain raw. But then he sees the man in front of him. Frail, broken, dying. And something in James shifts. His fists unclench. His breath slows. He steps forward, voice quiet, breaking. James softly, "I hated you. For so long. I hated you. I beat. But I'm tired of hating you. I can't carry this anymore." Edward's eyes glisten with tears. His voice a whisper. Edward choked. "Will you forgive me?" Long, heavy pause. James's breath catches. His eyes sting. Then he reaches out, takes Edward's hand. Their fingers clasp, fragile, trembling like a truce signed in silence. James whispering, "Yeah, I forgive you." Edward exhales, shaky, relieved. His eyes close. And for the first time in years, there's peace in his face. The clock ticks, then stops. Edward is gone. James stares down at him, a single tear sliding down his cheek. He whispers, "James, goodbye, Dad." Behind him, Stella watches, eyes shining with unshed tears. James turns to her, his face raw, stripped bare. James' voice hoarse. "I don't know what happens next. But I know I can't do it alone." Stella steps forward, her voice soft, trembling but sure. "Stella, you won't have to." The door jingles. James steps in, holding a small bouquet of wildflowers, messy, imperfect but honest. He hesitates at the door, heart racing. When Stella looks up, their eyes meet, and for a heartbeat, the world falls away. James approaches slowly, placing the flowers on the table between them. His voice is quiet, careful but sure. "James, I'm not good at this. Showing up. At trying." Pause. His voice softens. "But I want to try. If you'll let me." Stella looks at him, tears shimmering in her eyes, not of pain this time, but of something gentler. "Oh." She reaches out, takes his hand, her voice barely above a whisper. "Stella, I never stopped waiting." James's breath catches. He tightens his grip on her hand, a quiet promise. They sit in silence for a moment, two people weathered by life, bruised but not broken. A couple of mismatched souls who might just fit after all. Forgiveness isn't forgetting. It's choosing to let go of the past and daring to build something new.